Hello, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Awesome. Really good. Really good. I'm happy to be here. And yeah, well, while everybody else is here, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, okay. My name is my name is Abdullah Anwar.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I graduated from Egypt,
Uh-huh.
and I'm working in programming field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now preparing for the master degree. Actually, I attended the business school in Scotland
Uh-huh.
called Edinburgh Business School,
And,
and I'm preparing for my first exam
all
the
right.
next month.
So you is it so are you able to stay in Egypt and then study in Scotland?
No, no, I'm graduate from Egypt, but I'm not
Okay.
in Egypt.
Okay. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome. And are you a bodybuilder as well, or is that what is that picture?
Yeah, actually, my second job, I'm working as a boxing trainer.
Ah, okay. All
Yeah.
right. I was just talking to yesterday to a student, I think it was from Japan or Hong Kong, who said that their favorite sport, or it could have been Mexico, I don't know, who said their favorite sport was boxing. And
Yeah, it's interesting sport.
yeah, all right. Hi, we have somebody else here. Is it Gregor? How do you
Uh,
pronounce your name?
uh, we say Grzegorz, but it was quite difficult to say it.
Yeah, yeah.
So people in the UK call me Greg usually.
That's
UK.
that's kind of what I'll probably have to do, unfortunately. So yeah. So where are you from, Greg?
I come from Poland.
Poland. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And what are you doing in Poland?
Actually, right now in the UK, but
Oh.
I come from Poland, but right now I live in the UK.
Uh-huh. Okay. Are you studying there or
Actually,
working?
I was working there right now. I tried to find a new job, and I spent 2 years on learning English. On
Awesome.
there's a English course here, and right now I passed some exams, and right now I have a choice if to try IELTS or May, because right now I don't have a choice. I just finished the last level of English,
Mm-hmm.
something that people call skills for life, and that was the final level, and there was not really nothing in the middle between them. So they told me that they have only IELTS and I can try, but I don't know if I
Uh-huh.
would just make a decision. Probably yes, probably no. We will see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, is England a lot different than Poland?
Uh, that well, we speak different language.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, Polish people are more conservative in many ways.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
we see the same stores. We usually uh, food is maybe a little bit different, but it's not really about how it's about what contains. It is more likely about the taste. So we
Uh-huh.
see, like German stores. We have British stores in my country, in my hometown. I see it. So
Mm-hmm.
we,
Okay.
we can we use usually the same devices and many
Mhm.
different things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And Abdullah, do you live in Egypt or are you in Scotland right now?
Now I'm from Palestine.
You're from
I
Palestine. Okay.
yeah, I study in school in Egypt, and now
Uh-huh.
I'm living in KSA in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay, Saudi Arabia. Okay.
Yeah,
So, is Saudi Arabia very different from Palestine?
yeah, too
Yeah,
much.
very
Yeah,
much.
yeah, it has a different culture,
Uh-huh.
totally, totally different cultures. And
Uh-huh.
also Egypt, they have different cultures. Every country there is different in cultures, but I think it's a good thing to be have multicultures. The
Uh-huh.
other. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm now in exam in my exams. I moved to Scotland to take my exam because I'm study
Mhm.
online because I have work here,
Mhm.
and family duties, something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I have just a little bit about me. Let me turn. I want to turn off my camera so you can see my picture. Um,
Okay.
and this is myself and my dog, and and
Wow.
and we actually met each other in Finland. And I actually lived in. I started teaching in 1994, and I lived in South Korea for 2 years, and then States and got my master's degree. And then I went to Finland, and I went to Finland for a 9-month contract, and I stayed for 11 years.
Wow.
And the little boy next to me, uh, he I got him when he was 3, and he was born in Hungary. And then he, of course, lived in Finland with me and with some other families. And then when I came back to the States, I asked if I could bring him back. And so he was born in Hungary, raised in Finland, and now he's retiring here in the States. Um, and he is actually a stud dog. Do you guys know what that means?
No. What's the means
I,
of them?
I knew it, but I don't remember.
Okay, a stud dog is actually the daddy dog. And
Oh,
Yeah.
so the you have the stud dog, and then you have the bitch. And the bitch is the female dog who, has the babies. And
Yeah.
so he got hired out, and I retired him about a year ago. And so and he has sons that had took over for him and stuff like that. So he has a litter here in the States, and he's got several grand litters, and then he's got 3 or 4 litters in Finland, and so forth. So he's a valuable dog. There's only 200 dogs of his breed um,
Wow.
in the
whoa.
U.S.
Yeah. That's
And
And
special.
yeah, there's 2,000 in Finland, and then the rest are in Hungary. And then you have some in the UK, and you have some in all kinds of different countries. But somebody just gave them to me in Finland, and I was like, oh. But anyway, I lived in Finland for 11 years, and like you said, Greg, it's different. I mean, it's same because we have so many. The way of life is similar, but then there's difference. There's subtle differences.
yeah,
Yeah. So, do you guys know this word subtle?
yeah,
Okay, subtle differences means that they're small and you don't always see it because we all look I mean, I look like them. In Korea, it was a lot. Living there, it was a lot different. Just because I'm a tall woman, and I was taller than many of the men. Um, so it was a lot different there, and way of life and so forth. But
well,
anyway,
that is quite different experience that we have because we are not different. We look the same like British people. So,
yeah.
so sometimes I just people just think that I'm British to the point when I just start speaking and they hear my accent and they start asking for where I'm from and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, exactly. Or in Finland, I would try to speak Finnish, and this is the case for all native speakers around the world. We'll go to a country and we'll try to speak their language, and if the other person can speak English, they'll switch to English. And I
Yeah.
spent an afternoon with a friend. And we would go to coffee shops, and then we went shopping, and after about 3 hours she looked at me and she said, "Now I know why you have a difficult time learning Finnish, because nobody will speak to you." I always tried, and then I ended up finding a friend who didn't speak English at all, and so that was really great because I was able to practice Finnish with her, and that was the only way. so, so anyway, let me get the camera back on. today we're actually going to work on just a little bit of pronunciation, and then we'll go on and talk really about memory. What do you remember about the past? And let me go to my the lesson I have prepared. And this is what do you remember about the past? And let's go on. So first of all, these are words that are commonly mispronounced. Can you pronounce them correctly? And do you know the meaning? So the first word, how do you pronounce your name again? Let me see if I can try it.
I will have to, indicate one by one the letters.
Oh, okay.
So if it doesn't have a time, it will, take 5 minutes, and there's a sound. Two sounds actually that is the same, so it will be tricky. I can try, but I don't think that, I have time.
Okay, yeah, another time then. Okay, so could you read the first word and see if you can get that the pronunciation right?
Whistle.
Whistle, yes. So on this word, the T is silent. Whistle. And what does it mean to whistle, Abdullah? Do you know?
Whistle?
Yeah.
I think it's something negative. It's someone who is not coming direct.
Nope. What whistle is this?
Okay.
So
yeah,
forth.
I get it.
So, all right. Hi, Ali. How are you today? He's getting his microphone ready. So anyway, next word, Abdullah. What? Could you read the next word?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Ali. I did not hear you, Abdullah.
Knee.
Knee. Okay, so in this word, the K is silent. So all the words here that are mispronounced because a word is silent. So the K is silent here. So knee. And what is a knee?
Part of the body.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
In the feet.
Yeah, it's part of the leg actually.
Yeah, leg. Yeah, part of the leg.
The mid-bending part of the leg. All right. Hi, Ali. Where are you from?
Yes, hello. I'm from Egypt.
From Egypt too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And excellent. And tell me about your picture. What is going on in that picture? Are you at a beach?
Yeah, something. Someplace on the beach at Egypt.
Oh, vacation. Okay, it looks very beautiful back there. So, okay, could you read this third word right here?
Card.
Card. Okay, this is an easy word. I think some people have problems with it, but other words. What is a card, Greg?
Card. It's like we think about the thing. It could be a credit card. It could be cards that we use to play poker, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So we just the thing that is like I don't know, rectangular,
Mm-hmm.
and there's throat, and it is flat, and usually it is made from paper or from the plastic.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. And you have library cards, ID cards, credit cards, bank cards, all kinds of, school cards, all kinds of cards. Okay. The next word, Abdullah, can you say that word?
Okay.
Can you pronounce it?
Yeah, I'm trying. Pseudonym.
Very good. It's actually, we say pseudonym. So we don't really pronounce the E that much, and and the P we don't pronounce at all. So pseudonym. Does anybody know what pseudonym means?
We use the similar word in Polish. It is like different name that we use it.
Yeah, so a different word. A pseudonym for what is a pseudonym for? I don't know. Something that has two meanings. What is a pseudonym for husband?
For husband, there's this word, but Uh,
Okay. The pseudonym is spouse.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking of a different word, but that doesn't matter. That could be spouse.
Yeah. Spouse. It's the only pseudonym. It's not. I guess that's not completely accurate because spouse could be also wife. But okay.
Yeah.
The next word. Ali, could you read that? How do you pronounce it? I think you're
Yes,
muted.
it's
Okay.
num.
Numb. Okay. So in this word, the B is silent. The B is silent. And what does numb mean? Anyone? So it's a new word for everybody?
It does the finger? I don't know. No.
It's
No.
like
Yes.
a medicine when you take it, like a morphine.
Well, it's actually the filling you get. Has everybody been to the dentist?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, you know when they give you the shot at the dentist before they do something, and all of a sudden you have no filling in your on the side of your mouth.
Yeah,
And
it's
that
happening.
means, you know that filling? That means you are numb. So numb means you have no filling. So no filling in your, like if you have if you've hurt yourself and if you're all completely numb, it means you have no filling in that particular area. So sometimes after a tragic accident, people psychologically they feel numb. They don't know how to feel, so they just feel numb. So a numb is a feeling. It's a feeling of no feeling. If that makes does that make sense?
Yeah, it's feeling responsiveness.
Yeah. So it's like after my father passed away 10 years ago, I was in Finland and I just was numb. I didn't cry. I didn't I wasn't angry. I was just numb with no feeling in it, feeling whatsoever. So, okay. And then, at the dentist, then you physically get numb as well. Okay, the next word. Ali, do you know this word? First of all, can you pronounce that word?
Subtle?
Yeah, this one, the B is silent, and the T is like a D, so it's subtle. It's kind of like subtle.
Subtle.
Subtle. Does anybody know what subtle means?
That was at the beginning. That is this word. Small difference between something, but I am not sure. It could be subtle. Maybe I don't know if it will be correct definition because we see something different in our language. In my language, I don't know if it's a string case of English. Subtle is like more specific.
No, it's well, I mean, it can be like if somebody's being subtle,
Smart.
if somebody's being subtle, they have to, as an adjective, subtle differences. It's a small little differences, but if they're being subtle, it means a person has to really listen to understand. So a person might be subtle and might say something and only half the group understands because they're not really listening. So some people have a subtle humor, and people don't realize they're actually being funny because their humor is so subtle.
Right.
So it's a small little things is really how I always describe it. Next word, Greg, could you pronounce this word?
Palm.
Palm. And what is a palm? Anybody know?
Part of the hand.
Yes, the palm of the hand. And somebody told me yesterday during the body language class that I had that if you show the palm of your hand, you're being honest. So palm. So on this one, you actually pronounce the L and the M. Palm. Okay, the next word. Abdullah, can you pronounce that word?
Salomon.
Okay, in this one, the L, on palm, the L is pronounced, but on the L, this second one, the L is not pronounced. So we say salmon. Salmon. So what is a salmon?
Some kind of fish?
Yeah, it's a type of fish, exactly. And yes, it's a type of fish that people eat. and a lot of people like to go fishing and catch salmon. So, okay, next word. Ollie, can you pronounce that? You're muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Faster.
Okay, on this one, the T is silent. So it's fasten. Fasten. Okay, and does anybody know what that word means?
It has something to do with the zipper.
Yeah, that's usually when it's used. It means, for example, we would say, fasten your seatbelt. So people, and that means to also. There's a phrasal verb that it means the same thing. Buckle up. But to fasten your seatbelt means to buckle up. So.
Is there any particular difference between fasten and buckle up?
Nope. They mean the same thing. So you might say fasten your seatbelt, or you could say buckle up. So.
It doesn't matter if I will be in the car or in the airplane.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, the next one. Greg, how do you pronounce this word?
I think that I should drop H, so I think it will be air. I don't know.
Air, correct.
Air.
Correct. So in English we actually spell it's the same pronunciation as the air that we breathe.
Air. Okay.
Yeah, exact same pronunciation.
I remember that is one of these words, but I didn't remember didn't really use it. I just read it about it many times. But
Okay. Okay. So does anybody remember what it means?
So if someone is healthy and he has children in this case, the person that actually take over, the person who died just left them things. So that is the name actually. The person who just will be healthy, who has the house because maybe their parents just passed away.
Do you mean healthy or wealthy?
Wealthy. Wealthy.
Yeah, because you had said healthy, and that probably a lot of people who are healthy are wealthy. But so a wealthy person, when they die, they have to have an heir so that they can take the money. And so, but an heir is male.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, John Kennedy Jr. was one of the heirs after his mother died. So the next word, Allie, can you guess how to pronounce that word? I think you're muted again.
Hello?
Okay, so this is the female version of heir. So you would say heiress. Heiress. So the H is silent on both of these words. Yeah. So heiress. And so heir is male, so heiress is female.
Yeah.
So okay, and the next word, Abdullah, can you pronounce that?
Nope.
Knob, yeah. So pretty much 100% of the time, as far as I know, a KN, the K is always silent. So knob. What is a knob?
Knob. I think That's nope. Uh, Actually, I don't remember, but we used the same of pronunciation of this word, like a stupid, like stupid word, right?
You
Nope.
say you use the. I'm sorry. You use the same pronunciation.
Yeah, nope. But we use it for someone who is stupid.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, nope.
Okay. A knob. Okay. No, I've never heard that, but a knob in English, we would say, for example, a doorknob. Uh, a doorknob
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
opens the door,
yeah. That's
and
something we use it for open the door.
yeah, and sometimes people might use them for if there's some big buttons. Sometimes they could be a pseudonym of these big buttons. You know, you might have it's a knob, but it's slightly different than a doorknob, but it's like a button. Okay,
Yeah,
not great.
yeah.
Okay, so of course the next word is not, just like knob. Not. Does anybody know what a knot is?
In the we have shoelaces.
Uh
So
huh.
there's knob that when we just tie up them.
Okay, so when we tie our shoes with our shoelaces, we might actually have a knot, and then of course or tying any type of rope, uh, you might make a knot with it. Okay, all right, excellent. And let's go on. I want to quickly. We're going to go through. We're going to ask and answer questions and get some speaking practice, and then if there's time, then we'll go back to grammar. So what I'd like to do, let's start with you, Abdullah. What I want you to do is choose a question and ask one of the other people in the class and see if you guys can get a conversation going amongst you. And then I will be writing down any feedback as far as pronunciation and grammar and so forth.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. But 1 second to check or choose one of them.
Okay. And everybody else choose a question too. So.
Yeah. Okay. Grog. Grog. Question for you.
Okay, Greg.
Greg. Okay, Greg.
Okay.
Greg. Yeah. Have you ever forgotten an important date like birthday or anniversary?
Anniversary.
Anniversary?
Anniversary.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a fine question because I never really have a good memory to the dates. So usually I remember only some people with my family, and not always. Sometimes I just forgetting. So
Yeah.
I can get angry. But
Do you have girlfriend?
no, right then no.
Okay.
Uh,
That's the important thing for her.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah. That part.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next. And Greg, you can ask somebody the question, or you can ask somebody the same question.
Okay.
You can say, "How about you?"
Maybe Ali because he didn't say anything right now.
Okay, Ali.
Have you ever forgotten something important like your keys or your phone?
You
Yeah.
you ask me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Read this question.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't focus with you. Okay. What was the question?
have you ever forgotten something important like your keys or your phone?
Yeah, sure, every day.
Every day?
When I arrive to car, I try to figure out where is my key. I remember it's still in my room. I go up and take my keys and go in the car and in the work. And when I arrive to work, I try to find where is my hard disk because I'm programmer or my work in my hard disk. Also, I can find it because I forget it in the car. I also get, all
See,
my day like that. All my day. I go to gym. I'm try to find my gloves. I didn't find because I'm forget it in the home.
oh no.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's mainly happen when you have different activity in your days. Like you study and you work and to go and work out in the gym. You
uh-huh.
have different activity in your days. That's usually happen.
Yeah. How funny. Are you still there? I think he dropped out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ali.
Yeah. He reminded me though. For about 3 weeks this month, I got a loaner car from the mechanic because my car was in the shop, and they gave me a 2014 hybrid Subaru.
What did a
And
bright?
hybrid means half gas, half electricity.
Well,
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and it was it was an interesting because one of the things that they did was in this car is that there is no key any place to put your keys. You bring the key into the car and then you press a button.
Yeah, that's the
And
new model, right?
yeah, the new model. Or you walk by the car and then the car if you walk by the car with your key in your hand, the car will automatically unlock.
Yeah, I have the same technology. I
Do
have
you?
Mazda. Yeah, I
Oh,
have it.
really?
Yeah, Mazda Zoom.
Wow. Is it a 2014 or is it?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. I
smart car.
yeah, smart, very smart car, smarter than me for for example. So first, I was thinking that Ollie, when I heard that, I was thinking, okay, so what he needs to do is keep a key in his car. That is if he has a garage or something, and then he keeps the key in his car. Then he doesn't have to go back and get his key. So,
Yeah, sure.
but all right. So since so probably his internet went out or something like that. That happens to all of us. Um, so Abdullah, why don't you ask Greg another question?
Okay.
I will ask you.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Are there some things or time that you will never forget?
Hard times. There are many things that I still remember to this day. Maybe some things that actually are not nice for me. I don't know. Maybe failed exam in school. Maybe I didn't pass something. I delayed something. I later regretted. So I think uh, there are some, I don't know, injuries that I have to deal for a couple of weeks, and there are some, maybe different kind of stuff like allergic problems. So everyone has it.
Yeah.
And also instead of things that you have to deal for, you actually deal with that you deal with. Okay. All right. And Abdullah, no, Greg, can you ask Abdullah a question? You can ask him the same question or a different one.
Okay. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, it's happened sometime when I open my laptop and I want serving something in the internet, and after that I try to remember why I'm in an internet. I didn't remember. After that, I open the Facebook and see what the new posted.
that happens to me. I thought it was an old person's disease, though.
No, it's
Yeah.
Especially, especially it's terrible when you go somewhere. You're in the office, and you go from one place to another, and you stop and talk to somebody, and then by the time you get to where you're going, you've forgotten why you're there. You know. Or you go in to talk to your boss and you start talking about something else, and then they finally said, "Why did you come in here?" Oh,
I just want to say hi.
yeah, I just came to say hi. Or the internet. It happens to me all the time with the internet. It's like, to me, this is a daily occurrence for me since I was in my 20s. So. Okay. All right, Abdullah, can you choose a question?
Okay, why we want to ask you also.
Okay, you're welcome to ask me anything as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, but I want to ask you what the meaning of vivid. What's
Vivid.
your most
Okay.
vivid? What's the meaning of it?
What is your most vivid memory? Okay, vivid actually means clear or sharp. What is it like a memory that you have that is in your mind that you still see in color. You don't you actually can see everything. You can see not just that you remember that you passed the second grade, but you remember the feelings and you remember every aspect of what happened.
Yeah, the whole picture.
The whole picture.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
question
so
for you.
that's what vivid means. Okay, so what's your most vivid memory? When was it? Describe it in detail. Oh man, I've got so many vivid.
Put the 3 lines under details, okay?
Yeah, so many vivid memories.
Give us one.
Oh man, my sister is always completely surprised about how much I remember from when we were babies, from when we were kids. See, a vivid memory. The one that's coming out right now is actually when my father passed away. I was in Finland, and I got home from work about 7 o'clock, and all of a sudden I just passed out and went to sleep. And normally you don't go to sleep at 7 in the evening. And then about 10:30 I woke up, and then my mom called me at 11. And she told me that my dad had just died, and
Sorry.
Oh no, it happens, and it was 10 years ago, so but it's a still vivid memory because I remember that I was first of all, I didn't believe her at first. I thought she was teasing me. I thought it was just a joke, and then I remember being really numb, and it was the only time in the last 15 years that I have not had internet at home. So it was 11 o'clock at night, and I actually walked to my office and went to my office to use the internet. And it was really good that I got that sleep beforehand, because I didn't actually sleep for another 48 hours because I was just so shocked and devastated and numb. But I remember my boss. I called my office that morning at 8 in the morning, just to as soon as I got there, to say that I would not be coming to work, and they said, well, have you figured out how to get home? And I said, well, we're still working on the arrangements, because I just didn't have the money. And she said, "Oh, we will pay for you, pay for you." So they flew me back to the States, and my boss came over and actually helped me pack. And another person from the office, took me to the doctor so I could get sick leave, and then they drove me to the airport.
Wow.
And a company doesn't do that. But this was a language school, and I had been with the company at that time for about years, and they were just very good to me, and it just blew me away. And I think that's really the memory that I have. That's is how well they are. And then when I came back from the funeral, I was in the States for about 2 weeks, and when I went back, they actually said, "Holly, don't worry about paying us back. Pay us back when you can." So they didn't take it out of my paycheck or anything like that. So I was able to pay the plane ticket back a little bit at a time. So that was just really really
Yeah,
great.
yeah, they did it. They did wonderful thing, right?
Yeah, and as you both are expats, do you guys know what that means?
Hmm. Ex
Expat?
no,
It's
expat.
it's it's short for expatriate. Expatriate, and an expat is a person who is living in
Yeah,
another country.
yeah.
So
It's not native or in this country.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So you're living in
Out
another
of the country.
country.
yeah.
And so and expats, we have special issues when it comes to family issues. So
Wow.
most companies are not going to do that for you. They're going to say they'll give you the time off. Oh, you need to go home for the funeral. Okay, see you later. But to fly you home, help you pack, everything. So it was great. So my dad would have been pleased. So how about you? Abdullah, what is one of your most vivid memories?
Yeah, my vivid memory. It was in before 5 years.
Five
I
years
was
ago.
in, yeah, 5 years ago. I was in the school, and it was in first second year in the school, and I felt I felt with all my courses. I was have 6 courses, and I felt with all of them.
You
Okay.
filled with all of them? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
and I mean I didn't pass.
Oh, I failed. Failed.
I felt sorry. Yeah, I felt.
Failed all the courses. Okay.
Yeah, I felt all the courses,
Mhm.
and at the same time, I see my colleagues have a party for because they passed all the courses and they has a high degree, B plus
Mhm.
and A and something like that. And at the same time, my father called me and they asked me, "What did you get?"
Mhm.
I tell him I passed for all the courses. In
Really?
yeah, because he called me in a cheerful sound. He happy, yeah. What you get?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he expect the great result.
Mhm.
I cannot tell him I failed with
Uh-huh.
all courses. Yeah, I tell him I passed. After that, I get to work. I
I
in the
went to work.
restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was just a student,
Mhm.
but I try to get the get job. I get a job in
Okay.
restaurant. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
to get a money to try to get the new to get the courses again and
Mhm.
pass it without anyone with without anyone knows what happened.
Knowing. Uh-huh.
Yeah, knowing what's happened.
Okay, and were you successful at that?
Yeah, I successful. Yeah, I get bachelor's degree, and I'm now after a year, after 1 year, I will get the master degree.
Awesome. And your dad has no idea that you failed this semester. Have you
Yeah.
told him yet?
Yeah, sure. After I'm back to Palestine, I tell him.
Okay.
Yeah, I was failed, but I failed in our courses, but I'm trying again and I try to get money and re-register the courses
Hmm.
and pass it again.
Okay. Okay. So one thing that we need to work on pronunciation is this word fail. It's fail. Okay, because what I'm hearing is fail. And there's small. It's a subtle difference between fail and fail. So
Fail,
fail. Yeah. So I failed.
fail. I fail.
Failed. Yeah. So, but then you failed, but then you learned. Yeah, you learned you can actually do it. So, awesome.
Yeah.
So, Greg, how about you? What is your most vivid memory?
One of them actually, that was just a typical day. I didn't know that something serious will happen, so I went out from school because I was a kitchen assistant at that time in school and student at the same time because manager told me I should get some papers to the job center, maybe give him back. It wasn't my purpose, but it was a favor. So I went out. I remember the can of Coke in my hand. I see the zebra. I will try to cross the road, which was maybe 3 meters, I don't know, wide, maybe longer. And I don't know what was happened later because I was run over by the car. So I woke up in the hospital. I see people in the white clothes. I don't know. I see all of them. There are maybe 10 or 5 as in the first thing I was thinking because I was looking at the window close to me. I was thinking that I am in the kitchen, but actually I was in the hospital. So they told me that I have accident, and I told him what kind of accident, and I tried panicking. Accident? I don't know. I didn't remember anything. So I just tried to get up. So I tried to get up, and I didn't have enough strength in myself because I lost a lot of blood. So in this case, they tried to, hold me, tie me up, and I say to them that they should release me, and they say, no, we are not going to do it. And I remember the policeman close to me was asking me what was happening, and I didn't remember anything, and they said there was a car accident, run over by the car, and I spent couple of 1 week in the hospital. There were some problems that I have. I hit myself in the surface of the road. So I have a big bump, and there's scratches they need to stitch. I think that is what they call. And there's a problem with the one knee, but actually they open. This is kind of the scary things because they they use this medicine that I didn't feel my spine, I didn't feel my legs, I didn't feel my hands, so because they need to open the knee. So for a couple of they just put me to the sleep. But actually when I woke up, I knew it that if I tried to use my hands or legs, I could be paralyzed. But actually, so one of the people who actually saw that I was after the operation told me that I shouldn't move, just sleep, no? Right. But there are so many, bad memories because it was painful after a couple of months, after a couple of weeks. I just had to back to the normal, typical things because it was actually end of my jobs, end of the agreement, a couple of weeks later. So I didn't went to the job anymore. But actually, there's exams I need to pass, and I remember there's a lot of horrible memories about it. But I remember that when they changing, I think there's different rooms, different spaces in the hospital. So I remember this comment when actually I was there. My eyes were, I have a black eye, I think that is how we call it, and because I have a broken nose. So it just bleed. It's like was under my skin, and this comment was like, "Hey man, so So I think your parachute didn't open. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I
So
was quite
when
angry
did this
about it.
happen?
Yeah, but I remember that I was quite angry at this man that he actually said. But when I go back to the day when I was there, actually, it was when I'm thinking right now about it, it's quite funny because there are many days, I wasn't sure what was happening. Like they just tied me up because I'm, maybe too nervous and too aggressive for them. I just
Mhm.
would, but and there's this comment that's quite horrible. But now I want to think it was quite funny.
Yeah. Well, when was this?
Um, it was my, when was it? I think that was, now I have 8 years ago.
8 years ago. So was it in Poland then, or in the UK?
It was in Poland because in the UK I'm about 2 years now.
Okay. Yeah, and I went ahead and wrote a couple things. One of the things you said was what was happened. The police officer asked you what was happened. Actually, we never use what was in this. We'd say what happened
Oh,
in the
sorry.
past tense. No, 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 not a problem. And then also you said didn't went to my job anymore, so it's didn't go to my job.
Oh, didn't go. Sometimes I mix up this kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Just pointing it out for feedback that it's there's just some subtle mistakes, but nothing really all that bad. So are you better now?
Actually, there's the car wasn't one. There's a situation that we're still thinking because there was two women in the car, and the car was, just a small car. It was, we call it Tico. I don't know if you call it in the US differently, but it was more like a really small car when you have front seats and there's, uh, at the back there's not too much space. So it was, if that would be a bigger car, it could be harmful for me. But I was lucky that it was just a
So
small car.
was it a sports car then, or a mini?
Like Mini. There's
Okay.
Yuko, something maybe like Yuko, I think.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. So
Yeah, this I don't know. I remember that there was something similar to in the US. You have something similar type of car, but it was just a small car.
yeah, I don't know. One thing that I remember my mom actually saying this. I was pointing out a really small Hyundai, and probably about 20 years ago, and she looked at me. And she said, "You mean that coffin over there?" And do you guys know what a coffin is?
Yeah, I know what coffin is.
Abdullah, do you know?
No.
A coffin is actually the box that you put a dead person's body in.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kafan.
before you bury them in the ground, and so she she considered all the little tiny small cars a coffin, and I'll never forget that. And in a lot of ways it's true. You're safer in the bigger cars. So um,
Right. What with the casket you have?
a casket. She said coffin, but casket is the same. It's a pseudonym. It's the same. So
Yeah, we have the same word in my language. We use the same word, Kafan.
coffin. Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oops.
Also, yeah, I have different. I have also situations, a small situation what I put it myself in it. In one of the matches in boxing, when you start the match, I
Uh-huh.
hit, I yeah, I punched, um, I punched him in him face, in his face, him
Uh-huh.
face or his face. Yeah, I punched him in his face. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and he get the ground, and I think he is dead or
Oh
he died.
no.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Mm.
What's happened. But he just unconscious.
Uh-huh. Did he have what was that? What is that? Brain freeze. You guys, have you ever heard this? Brain freeze. You can't think of the word. Brain freeze. Did he have a concussion?
Yeah.
Concussion, and that's where just something wrong with the head, and they can't sleep for a while, and so forth.
Yeah,
And
sure.
yeah, and if they sleep, they could go into a coma and all that. So it's like kind of a brain. I think it's a bruise on the brain, isn't it? It something like that. So okay. Concussion. So
one of the symptoms I think is that we don't remember what was happened. So I have a concussion in my case, so it was probably if he didn't remember when that was this moment, it is usually what was happened. But I'm not doctor, I'm not medic.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. I'm an English teacher. I know the words, but I don't know the minute or subtleties that and that's where we get to the specifics. That's the subtlety. If you have I don't know the subtleties that a doctor would know. And that's minute, small things that most people wouldn't really know about. Okay, let's ask one more. See. Do you guys usually remember things, or do you forget things?
I think I'm this not really forgetting thing. I just absent-minded person. So I remember things, but usually I just delay them, and when I delay them, I will forget them. And but actually, there's on Friday. Actually, I have to, I left my home, and actually, there's this information. I remember that I was, close to the city center of the city that I live right now, and I was thinking, oh my God, there was this form, and there was information. If I don't do it, I will be paid fine, 80 pounds. So I have to, go back to my house and turn on my computer, fill in what was there, and actually I can, there's not enough time to do anything in the city center. So this things happen, but usually it is because I just delay things.
Yeah. So do you procrastinate then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how about you, Abdullah? Are you do you remember? Are you good at remembering things, or do you forget things, or does it depend on what it is?
Yeah, actually, I forgetting things.
Okay.
Because, but it's not decision like crossing.
Yeah.
It's not a decision, but I don't have time to remember actually. Because
Yeah.
I'm busy all my day, and all my day I'm busy. I don't have time to remember or think about something. Because that I forget things.
Do you guys have to, like, one thing I need to do is write things down?
Actually, it doesn't work in one case because, for example, we are just English people who just learn English every day. So every day I see long list of words, and sometimes I remember things such trivial, but not really the high-level words. So things that I remember that there's many, because if you watch the movies with the books, I remember there's a grunt. I know that grunt, it's like you made this sound that's coming up from your mouth, but in this case it was like a soldier of infantry. It was like later I see this is American English word. It is informal, maybe slang, but grunt. I never really think, okay, that will be a soldier, and just left in my head for last couple of days, and I don't know if it will be there in the couple of years.
Yeah, I totally understand. I remember dates, but I don't remember names. So I remember when I met you, but I don't remember anything else. But anyway, class is over. I've got to go to the next class on business idioms. But it's been great talking to you guys, and we'll hopefully see you in another class someday. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. See you
Thanks.
soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.